Hello, hello, and welcome wherever you're joining me from and whenever you're joining me from. We have a functional strength session today, and it's going to be quite heavy on the legs, so hopefully our legs are well recovered. We will see. Um, there's going to be some work on the abs as well. So making sure throughout the whole thing to keep your abs engaged. The equipment that we're going to need today, we're going to need a bench or a chair. I've got a bench set up. I've set it up next to a wall and this dresser so that first of all, it has something to push against so it doesn't go all over the place because it kind of wants to do that. And also, so I have something to help stabilize me when I'm lifting a heavier weight. So I recommend if you are able to put it like up against a wall or again, like near a wall or something else that will help stabilize you, then do that. A chair works absolutely fine for these exercises too. The only difference is for maybe the glute bridge pullovers and maybe the glute bridge march, you may do them on the floor instead. I'm going to do them on the bench because I have it there and because of the framing. So that's basically why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. So and then the weights. So I have a 25-pound here, which I'm going to use for some of them. So some of the heavier ones, like the step up, I can definitely do that. Then the ones that I know I can't lift as heavy, I'm going to use this, which is 15-pound. I'll pop that under the bench also. And then I've also had people asking me, what can you use if you don't have a dumbbell? And I've got a 4-liter, it's not full, but it's mostly full, a bottle of water here. And this is a good option, or you could put a bag and then fill up individual bottles of water, things like that. And this is going to be great as well because we are doing we want to work our core. And so we want some awkward movements. You know what I'm saying? We want some awkward weight so that our core has to do extra to stabilize it. So especially because it's water and it's going to be shifting around, your core has to work overtime to get it to work. So especially on like the Turkish get-ups and the prisoner get-ups, we are going to use this. And instantly lifting above my head, I can feel it shifting around and my core needing to compensate there. So that is something that I recommend, especially for these sort of like functional strength ones. It doesn't matter that it's not as heavy because, as I said, the instability of it is going to add some extra challenge there. So I'm going to pop that to the side. It is not sponsored by Walmart. But let's get started with a warm-up. Okay, so I'm going to, it's like the way I had to set this up is just interesting. So let's just start off with doing some leg pulls. So remember, when we're doing these ones, we're not focusing on holding it there for very long. Just sort of bring it up and then put it down. Because the stretch is actually we're going to do at the end when we're cooling down. This is just warming up those muscles. So just getting a slight tension there. And then once we feel that stretch, we're going to basically release it. Okay, let's do some body weight squats. I would recommend sort of easing into that full range of mobility. Interestingly, I'm recording a bunch of videos ahead of time, so I'm going to be doing multiple in one day. So I've already done one. That's because I'm going away. So being able to record is going to be a little interesting. So got to maximize time today. Not today, before I go away. So that is what we're doing. Let's do some kick forwards. So kick it forward. This is one of those ones that we do in our dance, but it's really good for your abs, stretching them, sort of warming them up, because you have to use balance. You're also stretching your arms out a little bit, getting blood flow all over from your fingertips to the tips of your toes. Let's just do another one we like to do in our dance, which is our twists. So you just twist up, twist, twist, and then up. Twist, twist, and then up. Like that. Okay. Let's get started. It's going to be 45 seconds on, 15 seconds rest. We've got we've got 4 exercises, but there's a left and right in both halves of the workout. And so, yeah, we're going to get started, and then we're going to do them twice. So we're going to do the first half twice, second half twice. So let's get started and you'll see what I'm saying. Okay, so we're going to get started. I'm going to push my mat out of the way. We're going to grab a heavier weight for me because we're going to start off with our step-ups. So single leg step-ups. So just focus. So basically keep one leg on, and then you're just going to step up onto it, and then just come back down gently. The wall is very useful for just helping you to stabilize. If you don't need it, then don't use it. See, I ended up having to use the ceiling then, so I would recommend using it. We're basically going to burn out one leg before we move on to the next leg. So doing all these step-ups on this one leg, and then we're going to switch to our single leg split squat to chair. I'm going to change this to my slightly lighter weight as the heavier weight rolls away. So I'm just going to, so it was that leg that I was working. So sit down, and then you're going to stand up. So you're just going to sit down, squatting, keeping that leg that you are working, that you're stepping up to, is going to be the one that's bent in this exercise. Hold it a bit better. There we are. So you're just standing up and you're sitting down. So really, I find it easiest when you're starting out to sit down first, get into position, and then go from there. So you're not like, am I even in the right place? And that's also why I like having the bench pushed up against something, so that it's not falling all over the place. Okay, we are going to switch to the other leg. So we're going to do our step-ups on the other leg. It's exactly the same thing that we were doing before. So I don't have something to lean against in this direction. I should have turned around, but you'll be fine. We'll be fine, right? We got this. We got this. All you'd have to do is turn and face the other direction, but because of my framing, this is kind of the best position for me. So you're really trying to be somewhat slow and controlled in this. Keeping your core engaged the entire time. Oh, okay, so making sure you remember which leg was up on the bench. That's going to be the same one that's bent as we do this. Let me make sure I do the same. Wait. Oh, gosh, let's go. There we are. We got this. So all these functional strength movements, you can hopefully see how this really relates to an everyday life situation. Some of them a little bit more than others, I will admit. Like a step up, it's very easy to see how that relates to life. This one, you're getting off the sofa. It's pretty obvious. Some of them, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit less easy to see. I don't know why it's beeping weirdly. It is beeping weirdly today. think it's because I'm using Chrome instead of Firefox. I usually use Firefox. Okay, we're going to do glute bridge pullovers. So we're going to set up our glute bridge like so. Grab our weight, and then we're just going to pull over. So you can totally do this on the floor. Just make sure that your glutes are pushing upwards, your abs are engaged, core is engaged. I just wanted to do it on the bench because I don't have to change the frame for it. So that's why we're doing it on the bench today. So make sure it keeps those glutes pushing up, the abs engaged the entire time. Okay, yeah, 15 seconds rest, and then we're going to do a glute bridge march. So I'm just going to keep the same position, but we're going to march our legs. I'm just going to hold this up like this. So you're just literally bringing one leg, marching it up to the top, each time stabilizing with the other one and your core, making sure that's engaged. Whew, I'm getting warm. As I get up from this position, I don't know if anyone else is in this situation, but you really have to make sure you breathe well and you do it gently. You don't just rush into your next movement. 2, 1. Wonderful. Okay. Whew. Next up, we are going to go back to our step ups on the first leg, and then we'll go back to our single leg squat. Wonderful. Let's go. Trying not to use the wall as much because I can't use it on the other side. So trying to make sure that we're nice and even on both sides. I guess I'll look out the window as well when I go like this. It is snowing crazy. Crazy, crazy. I need to clear all the snow off my car. There is a lot. It snowed, they think, like 40 centimeters. So, whew, a lot. Whew. Let's go. Good, good, good. We're going to switch it over to those single leg squats. That leg is feeling it. Don't know about you, it's definitely feeling it for me. So keeping it out, stand up. So you're really focusing on like putting your bum into that seat. See, it's really gonna focus that glute because you're literally sitting back into it. Keeping your core engaged, strong core the entire time. Remember what we mean by strong core. It means keeping your ribs in line with your hips. You're not having them tilt outwards to the front or to the back. Your pelvis is in line with your ribs. Switching over to the other way again for the step ups. If I put them under the bench, they're less likely to roll away. Which leg did I do last time? Okay, this one. Let's go. Whew. Whew. Let's go. Because I don't have that stabilizer, I feel like the technique is slightly different on this side than on that first leg. It's okay. Gotta do what we gotta do. Whew. Let's go. And if you have only a chair, that's absolutely fine. I've done it on a chair before. And in fact, I might even say it feels a little bit more stable depending on the chair that you have. Grab that other weight again. Which leg was it that I just used? It was this leg. So keep that leg squatted down. We're going to stand up. There we are. I feel a little close to the wall over here, but that's okay. Whew, let's go. Let's go. A little sweaty. That's kind of the point. Trying to build up the work in the muscle. There we are. This is good progression towards like a pistol squat. I currently do not have the strongest pistol squat going, to be very honest. But they're very good for your knees. So, yes. We're gonna do our glute bridge pullovers next. To just make sure everything's aligned. Get into a glute bridge position. Try not to destroy my dresser, which I slightly did. That's not great. Whew. Need to move. There we are. Pull your glutes up. Keep that core tight. I move my head there a bit. I get it. Rest on my neck, which is good. Let's go. Let's go. Whew. Really burning out those glutes. That's good. That's good. And now we're going to do the glute bridge march. So you can just stay in that position. Oh, it's all moving. It's all shifting. Okay. March. There we are. This one would also be good with the water bottle, because you would also see how much your body is shifting. In the process, you really don't want it to shift a lot, trying to keep it steady. So if your water bottle is swaying like this, then you know that you're shifting too much and you need to make sure that core is well engaged. Let's go. Okay, good. Whew. Okay. I totally didn't get up well at all, but it's fine. Get a water break, and let's do the second circuit in just a second. Pause if you need a longer break. We're going to go ahead and get started with our prisoner get-ups. We're going to do these one-sided by just focusing on having the weight on one side, and then you're only going to get up with the same leg forward every time. So just keeping it the same one each time. So keeping that core engaged. Obviously, having that weight is going to add some challenge. If you need a greater challenge, you can just bring it above your head. Just doing it one-handed, also for extra challenge. If you don't have enough strength to do this with added weight yet, absolutely no problem. Just have your hands behind your head, like so. We're going to move up to Turkish get-ups. So keep that same weight up. That same leg is going to be up. I have loads of space. So remember, oh gosh, that was bad. Okay, pull it round, come up, and then stand up from there. And then come back round. Oh, this is so wobbly. Windmill it down, back down, and then lay down again. Whew. If you need it a bit easier, you can hold it like this, and then you can do it as such. That's an option We'll make it slightly easier. Okay, I'm gonna do one last one. Standing. Okay, good. We're gonna go back to prisoner get ups. This time, switching your side. I got this straight out of the fridge, so my hands are getting a little cold. So I got up with that leg last time, so we're gonna get up with this leg. Same thing. If you need to have it up, have it up. Really having to focus on that balance, especially with that added challenge from the water shifting around. Let's go. Good. And it's also more realistic because a lot of the time in life, you end up with like awkward positions. You don't always have like a nice dumbbell that you're going to be holding. Sometimes it's like something awkward. Okay. Kick it up, around back, up onto your knees, and stand up. Honestly, I kind of only learned this like when I decided that I wanted to start doing some functional strength for my videos. So we tried to follow the Squat University's guide to doing it. That's what I tried to tell you guys. But honestly, you can just go to the video. Squat University's how to do a Turkish get up. He's really good at explaining that kind of thing. And up. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, next up we have, don't wait for this one. So we're going to do a crab. So we're going to be on this side and we're going to flip it round. So we're going to go from like this to outwards and then bring it back. Make sure here you switch which leg goes out first. So keeping it up high, and you step in, really pushing it up. It's going to work your core quite a lot. Keep that core engaged. Nice. Doing well. Not long left. Good. Okay. And then finally, we're going to roll over to do our prone froggy lift. So let's stretch your legs out to the side and then bring your heels together, and then you're going to push them up to the ceiling. So wide at the hip, back together at the feet, and then push up to the ceiling. You're gonna feel this a lot in the glutes. This is quite a glute heavy workout, I've got to admit. After quite a glute heavy lower body session the other time. But your glutes are an integral part of that core system. We are not just out here for aesthetics. Personally, I'm all about how are these things relating to your everyday life. How are you going to be fit for every day? Aesthetics are only going to keep you for so long, but strength is going to keep you looking young for your whole life. So that's what we're going for. So we're back to our prisoner get-ups. I'm just going to hold it in this side. Okay, for the last 20 seconds, let's challenge myself. Let's go. The same leg getting up each time. This has the potential to be a little harder on your knees. Very much encourage, if you don't have an exercise mat, putting a cushion down so that your knees can go onto them, and then easing it down gently onto there. Okay, Turkish get up, same hand up. Whew. Let's go. Okay, hand up, push up, push up. Oh my goodness, there we are. I totally did that really badly. It's like my brain just decided not to remember how we're supposed to do it for a hot second. Oh, it doesn't help that this direction I don't have quite enough space, but that's how the camera is set up. So I need to make sure that you can at least see what is going on. And finally, stand up. Good. Okay, switching it to the other side for those prisoner get-ups. You're gonna get some added work into your shoulders as well in all of this. So let's go. There we go. That's how, that seems right. Good, good, good. Keeping that core engaged. Let's go. Ooh, you know, I was listening to a message the other day, View of Heaven, and Pastor said something so striking to me. He said, it's not by power, it's not by might, it's by the Spirit. Of course, that's what it says in the Bible. Whew. Switch to Turkish get up. Same hand up. Yeah, so that's what it says in the Bible. But he said, you know, you may be the world's brightest star. You may be one of the best brains in the world, but nevertheless, it is not by power, it is not by might, but it is by my Spirit. If you want to see the best results, the only sustainable results, it must be through the Spirit. Think about it this way, right? You can be the world's strongest man and you're able to pull a whole truck. But if you want to order something online, you're not gonna pull that truck the entire distance. Oh, my hand hurts. Okay, onto those crab to reverse planks. So yeah, you're not gonna pull the truck the entire distance, are you? That's just ridiculous. You're not gonna do that. And so instead, you're going to let the truck drive because that's what it's designed to do. And so in our life, we can think, oh, you know, I have the strength to do it. I would just do this way because that's what I think is best. And you reason things out just using your own logic, and you never ask God what he thinks and what he wants you to do. And you'll only get so far. See the way that they can only pull a truck for a short distance. But if you allow the Holy Spirit to guide you, then you can go so far. You can go across the whole country. And so, switching around. That's what I want to encourage you. Have a relationship with the Holy Spirit. He wants to speak to you every day and tell you about the things to come. So it says, the Bible says that he will show you things to come. And so he's been in the future. He knows it. He knows what's best for you. Trust God. If you don't know Jesus for yourself, I very much encourage you to get to know him. You know, you can chat in the comments. I'll reach out to you. And I can show you more as well. It's so worth it. Oh, God is everything. I'm telling you. Life without him, bro, I don't know what you're doing. Unnecessarily difficult, that's for sure. We're going to stay on this mat as we do a nice little cool down and stretch. It's not going to be super long because the workout was kind of long, so we try and keep it into 30 minutes. So let's start off. What we're going to start off on. Let's start off kneeling down. There we go. Let's do the world's greatest stretch. So we're going to bring our leg forward, like so. Nice. You should feel this up your side, also into your leg as well. Good. Stretch it forward. You can bring the arms down. Really stretch it forward so you can feel it down the back, down here. And then we're going to bring that front leg through into a pigeon pose, keeping that chest up. And then let's go down onto our elbows. And then we're going to switch sides in just a moment. 3, 2, 1. Actually, whilst we're here, we're going to go back onto our knee on the same side. And we're just going to do our quad stretch whilst we're here. Oh, yeah. Hopefully I remember to edit that out. I'm sorry if I didn't. Hopefully I did. No one wants to hear that. Ah, that feels so good. Okay, switching sides. So world's greatest onto that side. I don't know what I've done to my shoulder, but it really feels like there is a nerve that is not happy there. And maybe I just need a good massage. We'll see. Okay, we're going to bring our hands down, really stretch out that back leg. This one I genuinely find easier if you push your hips through underneath you. You usually feel a slightly better stretch down that leg. Next up into our pigeon. Okay. And up, all the way up before we go down onto our elbows. Oh, feel all that release. Good, good. And then onto our elbows. Then we'll come back up, do our quad stretch, and then I think we are done. Keep it brief for today. Feel free to do more stretching in your own time. Highly recommend it. I love doing a good stretch. It really helps with recovery as well. Okay, that quad stretch. Oh man. Yeah, I really feel that. Oh, keep the balance. Keep the balance. I need to remember all the things that we just learned. Keeping that core engaged. That balance. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, that's good. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you can join us next time for another workout. And until then, God bless you and have a wonderful day. I love you.